I am back with another video. We're going to do a review for the season 1 of the Daryl Dixon. So, for now, let's dive on in. I give this show 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed the season stuff, like the whole French and stuff, the Varan Walkers, how there's a lot of people speaking in French, and like Daryl didn't understand. They had like Isabel and stuff was like, oh, he don't speak English, and then they like go back as English version. So, and I really enjoyed that, like the whole environment, like Paris, and see these other monuments like Eiffel Tower and other ones, and like how they have been over the years. Like it's like I think 13, about 12 to 15 years since the outbreak and stuff, and see all that. Like, it's really cool with the Eiffel Tower one incident. It's really like you see it, and like I think Fallow said why it's like the tip's weird because I think he said a helicopter went through it or something like that. So that's really cool, and especially with the nest. I don't know what its actual called, but that is really cool, and all that. So, and the characters, um, there's Corden. I think that's how you say his name. Madame Jeanette, Fallow, Quinn, Isabel, Sylvia, Lalante. Like all these main characters, and then having all these side characters are really cool. Um, but my favorite character is like Isabel, and she's like this cool killer nun, like have this backstory with her being a drug addict and stuff, and having overcome that, and have to raise her nephew Lalante because her sister, his mother died during childbirth and stuff, and then like that whole scenario, like she died during childbirth and turned as a walker and give birth to Lalante. And yeah, I really enjoy Lalante's character and stuff, but the only like mindset I don't like is how, yeah, he might be the new Messiah and all that stuff. I mean, I think they've redone it, but I mean, I'm like, okay, like he's some kind of special because of it, because he's smart. He was born out of a walker and stuff, and like, I really interested in like how Sylvia and Philo's characters, Gwen's character, he was very interesting, like how he was a drug addict and how like his story arc with Isabel finding out he's Lalante father, and when he told Isabel like it was a shock, and that's what I just like I don't understand how he act like she knew he was the father, and at the same time I'm like, okay, and he's like, well, you should have told me. How I'm like, how she was supposed to tell you once she didn't know you was the father, and how the hell you would go out in this break? I mean, I'm assuming she might know because he was taking her well, him with her, whatever. And like, I like Cordine. I don't just say the tattoo with his face. I can't pronounce his name, save my life. But he's a really good, interesting character, like a very bad guy character. Like he had this revenge on Daryl because of apparently Daryl killed his brother, but in reality he didn't. I mean, and just having that story arc, having like that revenge, and like even the finale, like these Madame Jeanette's people wanted him to kill Lauren, and he had a change of heart. Like, hey, we'll told her we'll fight one day. It's all that stuff. So they will have another conversation, but he just did not want to put the kid down like the kid's innocent and stuff. And you can see he has like a heart for that. But if it wasn't for that, him and Daryl will fit like ski cats. So, yeah. And then the Madame Jeanette, I mean, she is a really good villain. Like how she played out like the speech in episode 5 and all the Varen walkers, and she's creating and making like a deadly weapon out of them. And I think it's pretty genius that she has these people and these research and to make these science experiments of these walkers and make some variants. And like I said, make them as a weapon because she can take anybody down if she goes with these variant walkers. Like I think that's what she says in the speech that we will take back or whatever. Like that, I think that's her method with that, something like that. But that's her method is she has these weapons, she take them and all that. But yeah, I mean, she is like one of the good villains out of The Walking Dead that I've seen in quite a while. And yeah, like she knows about this. I think it was episode 4. I think is when she went to Fallop's community and that talk about that widow and stuff. Like she said something about Lamont and said she knew about him, but never thought it was real. And then like have a crying baby in the background and her holding it and stuff. Like I don't know, it's just something. I mean, epic and sometimes creepy, like how she can be this big villain, but she has to play it out like she can be very caring and stuff like to. And also like this season, we see a big religion type way, like how they put religion in the front storage. The flashback how Daryl got to France and the flashback of how Paris's fault. I thought that was really interesting with both aspects because Daryl, when they announced it, how he was in France, well, it was like a big question, and I really was pleased how they played it out and give us the answer. The other thing about how when the outbreak happens, I really was intrigued about how it happened in Paris, and it makes you wonder where else in the world it happened. Because we have seen the mind fed in the United States. We didn't see it in the main show, but we saw it in Fear. So it's pretty interesting that we see another part of the world having the same timeline wise for. And also I really enjoyed like the plot lines they have each character's, like how it played out even like throughout the season, how his plot line and the story progressive of how Daryl is determined to get this kid Lavant to there and to get back home. And I think that was pretty cool. Even like at the end of it, like Daryl was about to get on the boat and to leave, and Lavant popped out of nowhere. And I love that how in and of it, like he faced his grandfather's grave and he was about to get to the boat, and here comes, like I said, a lot popped out like a, yeah, I mean, that. And then I really enjoyed the kids in episode 2, that group. They're really cool and stuff. Especially the leader, I really liked, and I wish we could see more of her and stuff, but I don't know. So I wanted to talk about Daryl's character and how he threw out character development like wise. We have seen a lot of Daryl in the main show, and he had throughout season 1 through season 11, he's had a lot of character development. We've seen that in the point like in season 9 and 10 and 11, we've seen it got more of like a leadership character for him. He was has more dialogue and stuff like he did throughout The Walking Dead, but I just feel like he had more in the layers of The Walking Dead better. And like having this show main focus on him, it had brought out more character development. He had more stories to plot out, how he had to interact with other characters. And like he was like the main focal point. Like The Walking Dead had other characters, and we see this show with just him. It just brought more better wise of Daryl. Like this was probably the best we've seen of Daryl throughout his story arc and stuff, like his character development and stuff. Yeah, like he tortures the guy, how he interacts with Isabel and Laurent and other characters. And another thing, like how he opens up really a lot to Isabel. I mean, we have seen him with it with Carol. We've seen it with Rick and with Connie. But I don't know, for some reason, like, I see him open up way better than to Isabel. Like, I don't know, it's just quite interesting. Like, if he ever mentioned about his grandfather to any of them, like, his grandfather abandoned his dad, and his dad done it to him and Merle, and like how his grandfather died in France and stuff, and like, I thought this was another good point, and it reminded me of Rick in season 1 with how Rick got up, was determined to find Carl and Lori. I see that aspect with Daryl. He was determined to get back home, no matter what. And then there's that in the finale, like he contemplated stay with Laurent and Isabel or go back home. And we kind of see that with season 2 of him being in France. I mean, that's why I'm thinking the outcome will be he'll stay in France from the teaser thing they have dropped with the link. And all that. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts and opinion in the description below. And I will link that teaser link that was mostly about Carol and my season 2 predictions. So if you're new to my channel and you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell, keep posting the videos, and I'll check you guys out in my next video.